every year. But these are just mere economic numbers, Joey. Is that economic growth trickling all the way to our kababayans at the bottom, the marginalized Filipinos?
So basically, we know that big business and those at the middle are okay. They're doing well. What we have to do is help our MSMEs, and has been our cause for the last 20 years. Have we gained ground? Yes, we have gained ground. I've seen it. You can see because of social media, it has given now an equal chance for the small guys to be able to come out and expose themselves. Before, access to market was a challenge. But you can see now many of the malls, SM, Robinson, Ayala, are embracing the MSMEs in various formats, and which we support. What is important is that we have to continue to provide them access to mentorship, access to money, and access to market.
You are an entrepreneurial champion and you have been an advocate of these micro, small, and medium enterprises with Go Negosyo over the past 20 years. And over the past 2 decades, economic managers have also been very bullish about economic expansion. But why are we still stuck, Joey, in this lower middle income trap? Why do we lag behind now our Southeast Asian neighbors?
Well, first of all, you've got Cambodia, Myanmar, Malaysia, and many others who are very strong in agriculture. And that's an area that we're trying to help and fix. Now, the big brothers in agribusiness are coming together. We've created what we call the ASEAN Food Security Alliance. That's a big group that we've created between the ASEAN big brothers of ours to collaborate with the Philippines. Talking to Secretary Estrella, they are now finally able to provide this land, indigenous land, to the public, to the farmers. And that's what we have to do. No? We have to give them the land so that they can plow their crops. No?
But Joey, this has been the policy of past administrations. Why has it not flourished? Why is it not developing? Why do we continue to even lag behind the likes of Vietnam, which has even overtaken us in per capita income?
That's true.
Per capita income.
That's true. I guess we really have to have a very focused approach. And the partnership with private sector and government is critical at this. No? And what I'm saying right now is with the president really very active in business today, gathering the best minds who have been successful and getting them to really make the MSMEs, whether farmers or in retail, be part of the entire ecosystem.
Is it also because there are inconsistencies in the policies from one administration to another? The previous administrations not following through on the policies and economic reforms of the past governments?
Well, in the case of Duterte, in fairness to him, he did his best. No? He is not an economist. But what happened there is that's when we started really working with small entrepreneurs. 90+%.
But you were also basically an entrepreneurial champion even during the time of President Aquino and even during the period of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
So 20 years from PGMA to, Cory Aquino, et cetera, all the way up to the current president today, that program has continued. What has changed is big business has realized that we cannot be alone up there. It's not going to work. Big business cannot change the economic situation of this country. We really have to make this micro, small part of the entire economy, provide them the mentorship, provide them access to capital, provide them the guidance. No? It's very important.
All right. So it's like a reboot, a restart.
Yes.
Can this be sustained into the future with the next administrations?
Definitely. The current, for example, Secretary Roque, she's now the Trade Secretary. Today, we are really working hand in hand with the Secretary Roque in really helping the MSME. So using the infrastructure and manpower of government together with the private sector, we have mounted a lot of events, and not in Metro Manila, but focus more on the province. Because in the far-flung areas, access to this mentorship money and market is not available.
You always talk about access to financing being key to for the success of our micro, small, and medium enterprises. But are they being really given the financing to really grow their business from micro to small to medium?
Yes, and of course the banks would not lend an entrepreneur if he sees that there is really no correct business model, and that's where mentorship comes in. So when we mentor thousands of these people, we tell them, okay, what's your business model? What's your skill? Does your skill match your business model? If you want to go into agriculture and you're not a farmer, you don't know about it, then you're not going to make money. So we have to help them identify the skill level which will match the business that they're trying to get into, and that is ongoing right now.
Right, during the pandemic, we saw a lot of these small businesses shutting down. Then you had high inflation, high interest rates. Now that inflation is coming down and interest rates have been cut significantly by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, is this already having a major impact on the operations of our MSMEs?
Definitely. I mean, you can see there's with all of this support coming in and with going back to normalcy, things have changed. But to me, the biggest game changer really, Rico, is social media. That has changed the landscape. Access to awareness is now available because if you are able to, what we do is we're helping the entrepreneur become a marketing person. How can he become a marketing person? How can he afford to advertise? Impossible. So he can become an influencer and a content creator. So that is growing phenomenally.
All right, so are we likely to see more jobs being created in 2025 for our kababayans, especially from the micro, small, and medium enterprises?
Definitely. We have to create not only jobs, no, quality jobs.
Okay, what are quality jobs, Joey?
Well, what we have to do is we have to help upskill them so that they can get a quality job. No, whether they're into a call center, how can they move from being a call center person up and beyond that? No, so all of these programs are being well thought of, and it's really guiding these MSMEs as to whether are they meant to be entrepreneurs or are they just meant to be workers?
Employees. Yes.
And there's nothing wrong, trabaho or negosyo. So that is the first important thing. Because if you don't have the skill or the innate, I'm an entrepreneur. I never studied to be an entrepreneur, but you just have, it's a gift. No? So we have to identify these people. How passionate are they? No? Then they determine, okay, you can be an entrepreneur.
How should these employees become entrepreneurs? What special skills, what special values should they have for them to realize that, oh yes, I'm a businessman. I can be a businessman. I can set up my own enterprise and my own small business and, save for the rainy day.
Well, we encourage everybody who attends Go-Negosyo events in the malls to first try to seek employment. Why? Myself, I worked for my father first and made the mistakes in the company. You make the mistakes in the company. If you go and become an entrepreneur, you make that mistake right there, that's the end because you'll finish your working capital. So always gain experience as an employee. There's nothing wrong. And if you are destined to become one day a manager or a CEO, that's your destiny. Now, at a certain point in time, if you really develop that skill and you have the opportunity to find the right business model, then that's the time you can start moving to become an entrepreneur.
And congratulations to Go-Negosyo. 20 years, 2 decades. I was even there on the first day of your launch way back in 1995, 1996.
Yeah, thereabouts.
How has it evolved, the thrust and the vision of Go-Negosyo over the past 2 decades?
I never thought of doing something like this. My father started Namfrel. Now I'm doing something that is similar but more on economic prosperity. And I guess I've been blessed to be listened by many of our private sector entrepreneurs who have been very supportive. To start a movement like this to help people and get them to understand takes time. And we've got the top CEOs and entrepreneurs, part of Go-Negosyo, really sincerely helping this nation move forward.
And Joey, 20 years ago, you didn't really have to set up this advocacy, a non-profit group like Go Negosyo, because you already come from an affluent family and from a very successful business background in RFM Corporation.
Yes, but at a certain time, I'm already 60,
Are you?
66, yeah, 66. So I'm kind of getting old.
You don't even look like 66.
But, yeah.
You look like you're in just your early
At a
50s.
certain point in our lives, we want to give back. And that's what I see with many of these successful people. Yeah, William Bello, many others out there. They want to give back. They want to help other people. They have experienced living a good life. They've seen in our events, the number of people that attend our events are running to the thousands. And you can talk to them. You can see them crying at times, asking for help. But it's not a miracle one that we have that, okay, tomorrow you'll become an entrepreneur. It does take time. So the Go Negosyo started as basically a reason for solving the poverty in this country. I mean, you don't want to be the poor man of Asia
But
forever.
Joey, our poverty incidence rate is still in the high double digits. When will it likely go down to the single-digit level and make more of our kababayans entrepreneurs? Because that is basically the catalyst for the economy to have inclusivity and to grow internally, organically.
That's right.